Just like you pass a literal value as argument to a method, you can also pass reference variables as arguments to the method. Suppose there is a static method that wants to manipulate two or more objects. So the static method should receive those objects in the form of reference variables. At that time, you will pass the reference variable as argument and you will receive the reference variable as parameter. Both reference variables, that is argument and parameter, refers to the same object. That means you are passing the reference variable as argument to a method. That reference variable already refers to an object. Object is inside the heap and reference variable is present in the stack. And when you call the method, a new stack will be created, right? In that stack, the parameter will be stored, right? But this time the parameter is also a reference variable that refers to the same object. So overall, in the calling portion and inside the method definition, both reference variable and parameter access the same object. Let me show the same practically. In this statement, you are accessing the three objects and adding their quantity. And suppose you want to do the same in the static method. But this statement requires three objects, right? So at that time, you have to pass the reference of three objects through the reference variables called product1, product2 and product3. And you have to receive the same reference into respect to three parameters. Let us do it. So in the product class, I am adding a static method that calculates total quantity. So the access modifier of the static method is public and the modifier is static and return type is int because the total quantity is of int type and the method name is getTotalQuantity. So in this method, I want to calculate the total quantity of all the three products. But in order to perform this operation, you require the input of three objects, right? But the problem is, we have created the three objects and we have already stored that references in the respective reference variables in the main method. Since the product1, product2, product3 are the local variables in the main method, they are not accessible in this static method. So that is the reason there is a necessity of passing these reference variables as arguments to this static method. So that's what the topic is about, how to pass the reference variables as arguments. So at the bottom of the main method, we are calling the static method, that is getTotalQuantity, and we want to pass the reference variables as arguments, that is product1, product2 and product3. So overall, we are passing the three reference variables as you want to access these objects in the getTotalQuantity method. And you should receive these arguments in the corresponding method. So here also we are declaring the parameters called product1, product2, product3. The type of product1 is product type. Because we are receiving the value from a reference variable but not from int type or string type. So what I am saying exactly is that in the stack of getTotalQuantity, there is a parameter called product1. And in the stack of main method, there is another reference variable called product1. So those two are two individual reference variables, but both refers to the same object, that is the first object of the product class. So that's what this picture says. In the heap, we have only one object, and the same object is being referenced from the reference variable of main method, and the same object is being accessed from the parameter of the static method. So both reference variable and parameter refers to the same object. And in the same way, the type of second parameter is also product. and the type of third parameter is also product. And then we can access any property or field through the parameters called product1, product2 and product3. And then we are calling the getQuantityInStock method of the first object and in the second object, and the same with third object. And we are going to declare a local variable inside the method, that is, for example, total. We assign the sum of these values into the local variable called total, and at last we return the same. And this returned value will be given back to the calling portion where this method is called. That returned value will come back to the same place where exactly we have called the static method, and overall we assign the same into the variable called total quantity, which is being printed at the bottom. So in this way we have shifted the logic of calculation of total quantity from the main method into the class itself. So overall the point to understand here is we are passing the reference variable as argument to a method, and the same reference of the same object is being received by a parameter inside the method. So at that time both parameter and reference variables refer to the same object. You can do the same in either static method or even in instance method also. And overall we got the total quantity, that is 5400. Because the quantity in stock of first object is 1200 and the quantity of second object is 3400 and the quantity of third object is 800, so total is 5400. So as of now we are able to declare instance methods and static methods. We can receive the reference variables as arguments inside a method, and we are able to manipulate instance fields by instance methods and static fields by static methods. And also we are able to implement encapsulation and abstraction. This is our progress in object-oriented programming as of now.